Hey everyone, welcome to Oko Did Nothing Wrong, the Degenerates Magic the Gathering podcast. I'm Chandler.
I'm Mort.
I'm Austin.
And I'm Zach.
Mason won't be here today, sadly.
Yeah, he's too busy taking up the bum.
Wah wah.
It's kind of weird because he's talking about his parents.
Thanks for making it weird, Robert.
I try.
So today we're going to talk about Commander. We got some topics, but more specifically we're going to talk about first is competitive versus casual. Why don't we start off with what actually is competitive and what actually is casual? Zach, can you tell me what's competitive since you are, CDH man?
Yes, I'm one of the resident CDH players at our local area. The difference between competitive and casual is when you enter competitive EDH, the mindset is to try and win. Casual is more about having fun, but the fun from playing a competitive game of Commander is to try and win as fast as possible, as efficiently as possible. Land destruction, all your rules that you would normally keep out of your regular Commander games, none of those are there. The only rules that matter are the official rules by Wizards of the Coast.
Wait, so this actually is an official competitive from...
Well, it's more the rules of Commander. So
You know how people say Rule 0, where, you
blowing up lands is bad.
Yeah,
So
because I'm casual.
usually in casual pods, people will be like, oh, I don't really like land hate. I don't like super hard stacks.
But
So people will just be like, all right, well, we just won't play that.
yeah, but in Commander, back to basics, Winter Orbs, Blood Moons, Ruination, Armageddon, all those are fair game. Doesn't matter. Play
I'm
it.
gonna have nightmares tonight because of this.
Good.
You own a Blood Pod deck.
Shut up.
You play Armageddon.
I play... No, I don't know. No, I don't. I do
Oh,
not.
that's interesting.
No, I do not.
I'm interested to see your list now.
I play Blood Pod just so I can crap on you competitive guys.
Interesting. That deck usually plays Armageddon in it.
Nope.
Tries to crap on us, comes those off turn 0 with flash at the time.
That was an interesting band. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I remember y'all talking about that.
Yes, we talked about that last episode.
We just put counter 1 again. All right, we talk about what. So we talk about competitive Magic. Well, like what is competitive Magic? Can we go more like so? It sounds like to me, since there's rules, it sounds like there might be some more structured than casual. So is there a meta?
There is a very distinct meta.
All right.
In fact, one of the best ways to figure out what decks are good, they have a database for CDH decks. And in that database, they have a lot of different brews that people have, and even those individual brews have their own Discord servers. So if you're interested in a particular type of deck, like it's very similar to how you play other competitive formats like Modern. The only thing is there's not really a good aggro deck. All aggro decks kind of become a combo aggro deck, where you're trying to combo off while aggroing them down with the combo.
Isn't that Blood Pod?
Blood Pod is a control aggro deck.
That's a play on words. That's a paradox.
It's kind of you're playing hate bears and beating someone down.
Did you say Paradox?
You want to go to that right now?
Paradox Engine did nothing
I
wrong.
thought it was a nice segue. All right.
It is, but so there are many different ways to play, but aggro really isn't a major way of playing. Your aggro decks are going to be like Godo, which is Godo Helm. You're going to be comboing with Helm of the Host and Godo. Nagila, which punches people with a bunch of 1/1s and then plays a Derevi and goes infinite because she can activate her Wooburg ability to get extra combats.
And die.
Yeah.
I was cheap.
So your combo...
It was cheap.
I was so
It was very cheesy. But a lot of your combo decks end up being aggro because if you're trying to win with combat, you're going to aggro them down, or you have to play a bunch of hate bears and keep everyone from trying to combo off and win.
Yeah.
Okay, so my next question is, since I'm the casual here and y'all play more competitive than I do,
Yes.
so you mentioned Paradox Engine.
Yes.
The theory the discussion I'm hearing is, should there be a separate ban list for casual and separate ban list for competitive?
The age-old question.
I believe yes.
I believe it's a little bit harder question to answer than just a yes or a no.
I believe yes.
I'm
a simple
strongly...
Why do you say yes?
Oh, okay. So it's like for any competitive thing, there's bannings in Modern and whatnot. For competitive Commander, we should not be held to the same rules as casual.
More.
Austin is writing that
I-
Robert is wrong.
No, I'm not.
I see it right there,
That is
even
every-
through the sheet.
Take a picture of that to
my
put
list
it on
of
the
topics.
you just the
Oh,
list.
fine.
Okay,
I'm sorry. I'm no offense, but
Yeah.
I totally didn't listen to what you said.
so like for it,
Would you
So-
rather me lie to him?
So
no.
I
At
understand.
this point, maybe.
Go ahead.
White lies sometimes are, not bad.
All right. Tell me again.
But anyway, so for like your other formats, there's an official ban list for those formats because they're a competitive format. Well, in casual, it's kind of like don't do these certain things and you'll be fine. Well, competitive is just like win, win, win. So why can't we have our broken cards where you like to play with and win with? It's like Paradox Engine.
Okay.
It's a great combo piece. It was actually healthy for the CDH format.
I guess I should point this out because he does have a point there. Paradox Engine as a card intrinsically does not make better decks better. It makes worse decks better. So when you look at it from a standpoint, if you take your Isochron Scepter, Dramatic Reversal, Thrasios, Tymna deck, if you put a Paradox Engine into it, it used to be called PST, I think it was called.
That's before my
Paradox Scepter, Thrasios.
I think it was just Paradox Scepter.
It's called PST for some reason. I don't remember why it was called that.
because it gave people PTSD.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I put Paradox Engine in my Joro deck, with Warlike Captain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
But that deck is very good with that card and becomes supremely worse without it, right?
I did break it apart. I was so sad. I just ended up breaking it apart.
When Paradox Engine was removed, that deck becomes a lot worse. The Thrasios and Tymna deck is not nearly as effective. It's still top tier deck without that card. But Paradox Engine being removed removes entire certain decks. There used to be a very fun deck, Captain Sisay. Before the new Sisay, there was an old Selesnya Sisay I think it was.
Yeah.
She could combo with Paradox Engine on turn 3 consistently, which competitive commander is seen as a turn 3 format. You have to have a way of winning on turn 3, threaten to win, or have a way to prevent a win.
Okay, so should the competitive ban list be smaller than the casual?
That's another point. I don't know that they should be different ban lists personally. And that seems like it's a very hard thing for people to
so why
to feel.
shouldn't they be different?
because it becomes harder to communicate that. In fact, I played casual games with other people that didn't even know certain cards were banned. So I was playing against people with Paradox Engines in their deck, and I'm like, it's banned, but I'm okay with it being there because I know how to play against it. But some people just don't have removal for it, and that's where this card becomes very powerful. Is if you don't know how to play against certain cards that are on the ban list.
So you saying bad deck building makes this card
Good.
Good.
Yes.
So it compensates for your shittiness.
yeah.
Just say it.
I,
You just say it.
yeah. If your opponent builds a bad deck and you have your Paradox Engine, you're probably just going to stomp them.
Like how did that pass algebra again? Internet.
Bear.
So there's been a little bit of back and forth, but I don't think we've actually got a concrete answer on if
Should there be a different
should there be a different ban
Yeah.
list. We've kind of been skirting around the edge.
I
you are-
said confidently
Robert,
yes.
you are confident in saying yes.
Why?
Why?
Give me a hard,
Because
like
with-
single,
alright, so
nice
with
little paragraph
All right. So there's certain cards.
on my desk by Monday.
You don't have a desk, so
So,
it's okay.
yeah, oh yeah, you're right.
You know, fuck it. We'll go buy one.
Everyone gets a desk. You get a desk.
I already have a desk.
You get a desk.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right. But yeah, no.
I see.
So-
I'm left out here.
Oh,
Yeah, because well, sorry.
Points at everyone getting
You
a
already
desk.
have a desk.
yeah, you already have a desk.
No, I don't.
Oh, well, you get a desk.
Wait, no, you live at University Crossing.
I'm leaving university.
You still
Crossing,
have
so-
one though.
Not for okay. For a month, I have a desk.
As of right now, you do.
Not a month, 2 weeks.
Yes, 2 weeks.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but no. So, all right. So there's some cards on the ban list that make no sense. This is like Coalition Victory. You have to have one of like every basic land type, one
I
of
don't-
every color, and it just says you win the game.
But I don't even
As
think
a
that's a
supreme-
problem for casual either. That card should just not be
Yeah,
on.
there's some
the
cards
list.
that just need to be off the list.
But
So
that's
that's
also
yeah, that's more of an issue with the ban list itself, not the question of separation between competitive and
Okay.
casual.
So if we have the separation, we can have cards.
Okay, so like what cards?
Yeah, specifically on the ban list now, do you think are fine for CDH?
Right now,
Yes.
Paradox Engine,
Okay.
and there was a Flash needed to go. I'm sorry, I'm the Flash player here, but Flash did need to go.
You're finally admitted to that.
I have always admitted to that. I just don't like it.
He never admitted it verbally.
Yeah, I don't think you remember that.
so-
last
That's
episode.
the first time I've heard you ever say that.
Yeah.
One of the biggest downsides of Flash going is competitive EDH as a whole has become a lot more expensive.
Yeah, I'm good.
Another card that should be okay in competitive EDH is Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn. In competitive EDH, you're not going to get that 15-15 for 15.
Are you sure about that?
And what?
Fairly quick.
Are you
What
sure?
hold on, sir. Have you seen the Reanimator decks in this format?
Fair, but still, it's
Wait,
still,
wait,
That just becomes an immediate upgrade
Wait, does it say
for all
cast?
Get Raw
Does it say
decks.
cast?
it says cast trigger. You
Yeah,
get
you
the-
cast
Oh
it.
man, you know, there's this really cool mono green deck called Sylvala. She's really good at making a lot of mana.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
think
you got
but
it.
she still has to for to see to do the combo for the infinite mana.
They,
Have
just,
you seen
they
Ben?
just slide this in there and then cast it like turn 4. Like, whoops.
Have you seen Ben's deck?
Bonkers?
Ben.
You mean
Who's
Abe?
Ben?
Abe. I'm sorry. Have you seen Abe's deck?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Abe's
and I've
Sylvala
stopped
deck
it every time.
Look at
with-
you.
Cause just play blue.
All right, so we're gonna
You
give
you
a
play
cross
control
out for
that's not
Emrakul.
necessarily fair.
Oh, okay,
All right, so,
sure.
All right, we all disagree on your opinion for Emrakul.
Okay,
Next.
Iona. That's fine.
That is fine.
What are the
competitive.
Moxes?
Moxes, no, they stay.
Come on. All right. I think Iona is one of the really big
What
ones
wrong with
that,
Moxes?
that you can differentiate between competitive
So,
and
so here's a really big problem. It actually, if you put the Moxes in, it exacerbates the problem with CDH, and it's one of the biggest problems. If you pull up the tier list, you'll notice that the top tier commanders, I think 3 of them are. Actually, let me just pull up my list real quick. I knew this was going to come, so I had it prepared.
Oh god.
So, 3 of the commanders are Wooburg. There are 2 pairings in the top tier, which are 4 color. There are 2 others, which are 3 color.
Okay.
That's the top tier in competitive. Now, if we look at it from that perspective, unbanning the Moxen make these decks better because they can run more of them.
Yeah.
So the more colors you run immediately makes your deck better because you also have all these free rocks. So the Moxen are not good for competitive in that sense.
So you've heard of Canadian Highlander, right?
I'm aware of Canadian Highlander.
I'm a big-
it has a point system.
I'm a
for
very
those, though.
big fan of this.
For those who don't know what Canadian Highlander is, what is Canadian Highlander?
Yes, Robert, that's a very good question. It is a 100-card singleton format
Man, you were with
with
that question, weren't you?
with essentially no ban list
Had
per
to
se.
explain it a lot.
But instead of having a ban list, it has a point system where it assigns all cards certain point values. And then they can have up to 10 points per deck. So I think Black Lotus is like 7 points, I think.
I don't know, but an important note is that the point system, most of the cards are 0 points. There are a select few cards that actually have point values.
All of the extremely high-powered...
Power
kind of-
9
Yeah.
have points.
Yeah.
Flash and Hulk have a point.
And Spellseeker now too.
Yeah.
Flash Hulk, I think, is 10 points total.
No,
Actually.
Flash, Hulk, and Spellseeker are 10 points now.
Oh,
They
So-
they lowered
how
Hulk
would-
so that we could have.
so you could do.
How would you think about if the competitive scene kind of split apart from the casual, implementing a point style similar to the Canlander list? You think that would be
That
a
would
big
basically
detriment?
make it Canlander,
Yeah.
but you have a commander instead. It would make it less like Commander and more like Canlander. It basically becomes a different format itself.
Fair.
Well, would that really be a huge problem?
It makes the prices of decks go up a lot.
No, we're not talking about monetary. We're talking about
Yeah,
purely like gameplay
Gameplay.
elements. Yes.
It will slow down the
It'd have
format.
to be I have to experience it. Would you add more cards to the point system then?
Well, you would probably have to do a whole like revamp of the point system. I'm not
That means
talking
that the
like
ban list would be different.
their point system is for 1v1 20 life. It would have to be re-examined for pod based games.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the entire gameplay mechanic of the points.
I don't know.
I mean, it could be beneficial because you can either have tutors or you have the combo. You can't really have both.
I mean, it
So-
would definitely be something that a large amount of testing would have to go into.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I honestly couldn't say without testing being played on this.
that is. Make a note of that. We're gonna test this out.
I think that would be a very interesting.
What would get?
Would
Would
you
you
just do
add
that
things
as
from
science?
the? Would it only be the reserve? Would it only be the cards that were on the unbanned list of Commander that get pointed, or would you add more cards?
You will have to add more cards because like tutors they're good and they need to be pointed.
Again, it would be a lot of testing.
Yeah.
Some cards. Do you think any of the cards would remain banned, or would they be given such a high number of points it's almost negligible to play them? Like, let's say we know Leovold's banned. Would you just as an example, would you keep him banned, or would you give him a point value so high that you could only run pretty much him?
I wouldn't put a point value so high on him. Just the cards that make him good.
Well,
in that
see,
case-
now that's a whole different thing because
The cards that make him good are wheels.
Yeah, no.
Windfall in itself isn't that bad.
I know. I'm talking about like tutors to go get the windfalls and such.
Okay,
like
so
that.
tutors are the problem.
Most tutors, yes, like the 4-mana tutors and above are fair.
Okay.
But
This sounds like you're making your own format now. In fact, I think we've taken
We
a tangent
just-
to making
that
your own
was.
format.
Yeah,
So you're wanting to make your own format now, but I don't feel like this could be a solution for the CDH ban list or a different ban list separation because it entirely changes the way the format's played.
Yeah.
fair.
And
Which-
this was a good example of just trying to solve that issue by going probably the wrong direction with it.
This might be a tangent that we could talk about later if we have more time, but I think we still need to answer the question that we had posed first.
Do we separate competitive and casual ban lists?
You
was that was the main
He's strong.
More
Robert
said-
feels strongly for it.
Yeah, well,
very strongly in separation.
yeah.
All right.
I'm pretty 50-50, maybe closer to like 40-60 on keeping it together. But there's this part of me that would be like, oh, well, it would be nice to have at least maybe a designated part of like the rules committee with a bit more say in competitive environments. But I think it should still be mostly together.
Yeah.
For me, I feel strongly that it should stay together. I'm not opposed to it changing, but the change would create a lot of discourse in the community. And the competitive scene doesn't really need. We've learned to live with the cards that are banned. It sometimes sucks that they have gotten banned, but in all, a lot of the competitive people accept the bans. And really, the only toxic card we really needed banned as of recent was Flash. There's a lot of people that you'll see talking about this card should be banned for that, but I really think that the ban list should just stay the same.
Flash was kind of like an olive branch per se to the competitive scene.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people who have done like interviews with members of the rules committee, being like, "Yeah, this was pretty much just for CDH. Like, you know, they've asked for stuff for so long. We're kind of give this one to them."
That's really the only thing we needed to balance out the meta, though, because it starts to. The problem was that decks, like in Modern, they ban cards to keep decks from converging.
Okay.
Did nothing wrong.
But Flash caused a lot of players just to pick up the Flash deck because it was the best deck. It won one whole turn earlier than a lot of other decks.
So, if we didn't have Thassa's Orko for the combo, we just had Laboratory Maniac, will you still say that deck will still be good? Or
I think it'd still be playable because it wouldn't be able to win a turn earlier. Thassa's Oracle made the deck able to win a whole turn earlier.
okay.
Which in a format based on turn 3 wins,
Is big.
that's a 33%. You know,
I think the worst part
advantage.
is, and I guess this will probably be displayed, you can on turn 0 win. Like, we're sitting at a table. Let's say the person before me was going to start their turn. You can win on their upkeep without them having a land in play or drawing a card.
Okay.
So it won on turn 0.
Not consistently, but
That was a rare case, but it could do it, which was a big problem. It was a big fear.
yeah, I know.
oh yeah.
All right. And since don't really play competitive, I don't feel like I really have much of an opinion.
I don't feel indifferent.
But all right, from that kind of view, from like an almost purely casual view.
As long as I keep Iona banned, I don't care.
Oh, so you're saying like Gristlebrand should be on brand?
Dude, Gristlebrand? Oh, cool. Yeah, let's get him back.
Yawg
in there.
Moth's
I
Bargo.
feel like if you feel like
Prime Time, Prophet of Crufix.
if you unban some stuff that I can play with, fine.
Oh my gosh, Prophet Crucix might even break some CDH
But-
decks.
Yeah, no, that stays on.
But
brand.
but to keep the
just
like
another
the cards
Seaborn
I
Muse.
absolutely
With
hate.
flash.
Well, yeah, no, but
bonkers.
Seaboard Muse is disgusting in our format.
And then it's just even better.
Yeah.
Oh my bad, it's a little harder to cast.
Just keep, but just keep the cards I absolutely hate, like the Iona for mainly. I just have personal hatred for that card before it got
And to
banned.
be honest, because of how the Commander like rules are set up, there's always Rule 0. If you don't like it, homebrew. It solves almost every problem.
except for cheaters.
Yeah, no, that solves that. Just don't play with them.
Now I am-
Homebrew them out of your life.
Now I am waiting for the day.
Two cyclonic.
Summon gun.
Oh, you mean
It was
laser
super
cannon.
I
effective.
cast gun.
In attack mode.
Oh god, it killed King Kenrith.
Kill King Kenrith. It killed the other player.
That works.
Oh, free
Oh
deck.
god.
Okay.
Whoa.
Talk about player removal.
All right.
Gosh.
Well, it is the
It
best
is-
kind of
it's the
removal.
I
best.
felt like that was a good conclusion to comp versus casual. But now the next spicy topic that has been brought up pretty heavily as of late, the question of hybrid mana in monocolored decks.
Austin, what does that mean?
Hybrid mana?
Yeah.
It's where it has two separate mana symbols in the same blip, right? Pretty much.
Yeah, pull up random
Kitchen
hybrid-
Finks.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da. It has both green and white mana symbols in its single.
Mana symbols.
Yeah.
Use your words.
And
And it's mana costs.
Zoom in heavily.
Converted mana cost.
It is one Selesnya.
Which means it could be either played with either green or white.
Yes.
I'll just list all the names.
Yeah,
right
just
here.
All right, so Kitchen Finks is a nice little card that says when it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, two.
Where then it has Persist.
Yeah, so it comes back with a neg
Yeah.
1 counter. It's a 3/2.
That's not incredibly strong. It probably won't break any formats. Why can't I run this in my mono white deck? It has white symbols.
It does, but it also has green symbols.
But you could just pay it with only white and it would work.
So wait, what's the rule in it currently?
Well, it is both green and white.
So it has to be in a deck that runs green and white as its commander.
Yes,
And so this.
It's color identity.
it is.
So,
It's color
so it's-
identity.
So that's an important note here. A card's color might be one thing, but its color identity could be a different thing.
Yeah. So, like, you might have, like, take his favorite commander, Golos. It's
Or-
a colorless creature.
Or your favorite commander.
Or-
Tasigur
or
is actually
mine.
a better example here because we're talking about hybrid mana.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Golos
And-
is better, by the way. I just
yeah.
want to put that out.
Well, there is Tasigur. He's a mono black creature, but he's technically, color identity wise, soul tie because he has hybrid mana in his activation costs.
Golos can
So,
take Taster's ass.
Can he be run in my like? Let's say I build a deck around him. Right?
Yeah.
So he has both black, blue, and green.
Yeah.
Which means you can run any of those 3.
Yes.
Its hybrid mana dictates that it is both blue, green, because they're both in the same
Yeah.
symbol.
And there's 2 of them.
Right.
Yeah.
And then black in its casting cost.
Yes.
Back to Finks. It has green in it. Why can't I put it in there? Does it work?
Oh, okay. So, if you're trying to put a hybrid mana cost card into your deck, and it just makes the deck absolutely win, then you're probably building your deck wrong.
I don't think there are any hybrid mana cards that are inherently
Yeah.
broken.
I know, but if you're building your own-
what?
You complained about it earlier today. Vexing Shusher in a mono red deck is really strong.
That sounds
fun.
super good.
It sounds really good. It's one of the best hybrid mana cards, I think. I don't know that there's many. There probably are a few better, but it is one of the strongest cards. Vexing Shusher
Yeah.
Run in
allows
your
you
mono
to-
green deck. That's even better.
It's really good in mono green, but mono red would benefit from it more.
Put in my
Honestly.
Godo deck.
Oh yeah, look, I protected my combo.
Yeah, it becomes
combo.
it becomes really strong.
Yeah.
So, the card is probably on screen right now. It cannot be countered when cast, and you can pay a red or a green mana to make any spell in the stack uncounterable. Not even your own spells. So, let's say someone is trying to counter someone else's win, and that person has protection for it. They can just say no. That that spell that you tried to counter to protect your win, it's uncounterable.
Nani? No. Okay. Well. Wait. What?
No, you
Yeah,
continue.
Okay.
We haven't heard from you in a little bit.
Yeah, go over there. Talk
Well,
please.
I was looking at the cards and I found one. Waves of Aggression. Can we put that in a Jund's land deck?
Wait, what does it do? I don't know what that card does.
Is it white red?
It's white red hybrid, so Boros. It's sorcery. Untap all creatures that attack this turn. After this turn, after the main phase, there's initial combat, modified initial main phase. It has retrace,
Okay.
where you get to pitch a land and pay the same CMC, so you can cast it again from your graveyard.
You just want that for Lord Rungrace.
Oh yeah, big time.
No, yeah.
Imagine that.
That'd be
So-
pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh,
that-
but look, there's white
White
symbols
symbols.
right there.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
So I think that gets down to the question that we're asking here: should hybrid mana be allowed to play in decks that don't have access to the other color?
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you-
Yes or no?
I don't have much of a difference on this one because I just play casual. I don't think that.
Wouldn't you like that to run that in your Jund casual deck?
I think it will allow me more options, but again, none of the options so far are making me go wow.
Yeah,
I
there's
wanna
only
do
like
it.
one option because I forgot about Vexing Sussur until
But you
Zach
can put
brought
that
it
Yeah,
up.
Fantastic.
Vexing Sorcerer is like the
Yeah,
most.
I could put that in any of my green decks, and I
Vexing
played
Sorcerer
a
is the
lot of
most
green.
expensive hybrid card out there.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
I
is.
didn't know that.
It
stat.
is $20.
That does not surprise me though.
It spiked and then
It's
it went like
really
"Oh,"
good.
and then went back up again.
Yeah,
It's really good.
Yeah, it is.
So you're kind of impartial to it.
yeah, because I got a few. If we talk about this, I want to talk about if we do it, what will we do? If it does change, what will we do? But I'd say, yeah, because it allows me to do a few more tweaks, but it wouldn't be overpowering.
I say no because Commander is a format about restrictions.
Well, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Hey, whoa.
Yeah, no.
That's a fair point there.
Yeah.
Commander is a thing about
If you
restrictions.
can't play the deck within the restrictions, you probably shouldn't play that deck. Or you should probably find a different format, like a Canadian Highlander.
Just play Wooburg.
Yeah, just play Ruberg.
When in doubt, Wooburg it out.
Yeah.
I say that they should not be allowed because color identity is one of the, as Mort had put it, like the biggest restriction in Commander. It is pretty much the whole point of building a Commander deck is so you can play around mostly without super high competitive stuff because your Commander is almost pointless at that point most of the time unless you're playing Casts or First Sliver or
Jaleva.
All right, well maybe I'm not right.
I'd
But
say-
okay,
There's a lot of
theory.
competitive.
Kobold,
Dodo!
Cassidy,
Hey, okay, all right, whoa, 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 whoa.
Najila,
No.
Kenrith.
My point is
Actually, Kenrith could probably win without himself.
Yeah.
well.
Well,
It's all about building around this cool legendary creature that you opened in a pack. That's just like, oh man, this guy is cool. He's blue green, all this cool blue green stuff, and then you're playing. And you suddenly play a red card that has like a little green symbol next to it. And it's like, no, this works. It feels so wrong. I won't have to say no. I don't think it should.
I respect that. I honestly respect. I respect both of your opinions at the same time. That was like, if the format was based off that, then yeah, we should at least follow that.
I remember there was a really nice tweet from Sheldon, I believe. I would like to find. You keep going. I'll see if I can
While
quote it word for
you're
word.
doing that, I'm actually going to. Something came to mind whenever you said that respecting the way the format was created. Is it not also correct to innovate in a format?
This
Would
is
it
true.
not be interesting to
Well,
see
yeah,
how?
I think innovation in a format like this would be fantastic, but not when you violate one of the core mechanics that the format was entirely built around.
It's like saying, "Hey, look,
I mean that almost feels like they violated it themselves when they printed the word partner on cards.
That's a whole okay.
whole different
Oh, no.
podcast."
We'll open a bag of worms here,
All right.
but I honestly, I'm indifferent to whether it changed or not. I know it would change around some formats, but me as a Wooburg player, mostly, I play a lot of colors whenever I play Magic the Gathering. So that's why I prefer Highlander formats probably, is because I have a lot more time and a lot more cards to work with in these formats for Wooburg strategies. But I don't know that I care either way. because I play with pretty much every color all the time, I don't feel restricted by it.
I've never seen you play a monocolor deck besides your Avacyn, blow up
Oh,
all your.
you fool!
Oh.
You fool! He played mono red garbage horsemanship.
Yes, he did.
I forgot about that.
Yes, he did.
So this is a very good
Ooh, that was a
point.
long time ago.
I made a silly Voltron deck because I felt like it. So I built a Lu-Bu Voltron deck.
Yeah.
Lu-Bu is a creature with horsemanship that has haste.
Golly gee, mister, what does horsemanship do?
Oh gosh,
You have a buck unless you have a
So horsemanship has a very interesting story. And whenever they tried to localize cards for, I think it was Japan, right?
China.
China. Whenever they tried to localize cards for China, whenever they made Portal 3 Kingdoms as a set, they introduced interesting mechanics. So, one, there were no instants in that set. That set was instant free because they thought instants were too complicated
For Chinese people?
for Chinese people.
Okay.
I think it was more just as a concept in Magic, not for Chinese people in
You
particular.
specifically just said yes for Chinese people. How
I
dare you.
am eroding my statement.
How
it
wontsy
is-
of you.
yeah, unless
Are
they
you gonna make
actually-
a reserve list too?
Oh.
Reserve cards.
Sorceries with flash banned.
So they printed sorceries with can be cast in response to, I feel like, right? That was the card wording. There's like 3 counter spells in that format, and they were all sorceries that could be cast at instant speed. I don't know. The other thing that they localized is they did not include flying. Flying was not a mechanic in this set. They instead replaced it with horsemanship, and then horsemanship was supposed to be the flying of the set. But it also made another new card, like another new keyword.
So not to butt in, but I did find the tweet by Sheldon Maneri, who is a very outspoken individual of the rules committee for Commander.
Yeah.
And his tweet about hybrid mana that says, by all rules of Magic, hybrid mana cards are both/all colors in their hybrid symbols. Vexing Shusher is green and red, regardless of how you want to cast it. That's the easily drawn line. And I think that sums up their point of view on how hybrid mana will be implemented, ever be implemented, or how it will change any kind of rules.
That's fair.
It won't.
Okay. I forgot to ask this. Since majority of these guys are competitive, what are your competitive decks?
Sultai. Everything Sultai. Must be Sultai.
His deck is
Any the Pacific Commander?
Oh, Tassiger, Sadisi.
He needs to build something else, please God.
Please, someone teach Robert that there are 2 more colors in Magic the Gathering.
I fucking hate red and I fucking hate white.
Or
okay?
3 if
you
you
hate
want to
white?
count
Oh,
okay.
Portal Mana.
Oh, yeah.
I do, you white supremacist.
Whoa! I don't play white in my decks either.
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry, racist against white too.
Magic just turned from being all accepting to just racism now.
They was never
I
all
could-
accepting when they printed the original cycle of colors with Ancestral Recall. I've draw 3 cards, and whatever the white one is, gain 3 life. Come on now.
How many? Hold it. Let's look at this. If we look at the reserve
Blue's
list,
up here.
if we look at the reserve
Everything
list,
else is down here.
on the reserve list,
They're just racist to merfolk. They're
on the
bluists.
reserve list. Hold it. I want to tie this down. He has a good point. Blue is
What, the-
strictly
that
one of
they're
the best
bluest?
colors.
Strictly, it is.
It is.
So if we look at the reserve
We had
list,
Flash.
or if we look at the Power
You had
9,
Flash.
not
We
the
have
reserve
a
list.
counter spell, which says no.
If we look at the Power 9, 6 of the cards are colorless. The other 3 cards are all blue.
Oh,
Who's right?
let's see. There's a Time Twister, and then what are the other 2? Because I forget.
Ancestral Recall
and
and Time Walk, which is just 1 in a blue, take an extra turn.
Yeah. What?
Can we unbend
This
that?
is balanced.
Can we unbend that? That's not
Sure, we're gonna have a point at 300 of a point scale of 10.
No, I just want to unbend it and put it into a
No,
extra turn deck.
I know. No,
You see,
if it's that you lose at the beginning of your next end step, cool.
Well,
I'm
that's
okay
just
with-
No.
trash.
No, no, no.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
that just becomes a red card.
Exactly. So red can do everything blue can, just way worse?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, competitive decks. Sorry, we just went way off.
Sultai.
Yeah.
Sultai Tassiger. You're mostly known for Tassiger.
Tasker. I've also started to do Sultai DC, which is a
Which is
combo
the
deck.
only way to play
There
Sidisi because she is Sultan.
There's one other color that he has played, actually.
Oh, you're right.
He has
I rotted
actually
myself.
played, Robert has played mono blue.
You have?
Oh,
Urza!
I forgot
He
about
did
Urza.
play Urza for a
That's part
time.
of Sultai. It's
But-
fine.
Plays
But
everything
everyone-
people hate.
But
I like seeing your tears.
Robert tends to play control as an archetype in competitive commander. It is highly control
Well, I'm
based.
sorry. Everyone's trying to combo off. I need to stop some people.
It's fair.
Austin, what are yours?
Recently, I picked up Paco and Halden
Oh, another teamer deck.
as a
Hey,
As a really aggressive-
don't shit on teamer. We're teamer right
as a
now.
really kind of weird to say aggressive control deck.
Oh, you just take my
Or-
counter spells with Paco?
The power level of this kind of deck greatly fluctuates with the rest of the decks at the table.
It is a very meta deck.
You steal shit. That's what you do. You steal shit.
Yeah,
So let's say
Paco-
everyone else was just playing mono red.
I get a
Paco-
lot of rituals and burn
Burn
spells.
spells.
Paco just goes in with his paws and just goes digging
What-
your pocket.
What if they play
So-
like? What if someone's playing like goblins? You can't get that from Paco.
Well, now they don't get their goblins.
Well, here's the other point. Paco does a whole lot better in a competitive environment
It does.
because a lot of competitive decks run very few creatures.
Especially if you're at a table with a bunch of dirty food chain players and you hit like a Dovin's Veto
Well, no,
and
hold-
a Nature's Claim off your attack.
He's tying
Oh.
back to what he did
Oh,
earlier
that's
today.
real spicy.
We had a few games of competitive earlier today, but
Oh.
food chain decks are usually not good for you to go up against.
Usually not because I get to
Because
hit
there's a
other
lot
combo
of
pieces.
creatures, actually. Food chain decks run a lot of creatures because as mana producers, creatures are better for food chain because they tap for mana, all your dorks, and then you can exile them to food chain to get more mana whenever you're trying to combo off. Rocks can't be exiled with food chain, so they are typically worse in a food chain deck.
Paco's
So do you play one of the you play food chains?
I have played
What's the other guy?
3 food chain decks in total. They were all Wooburg. I played Tazri. The year that they released the other 2 commanders is when I started playing Tazri as a food chain commander. Then they released Niv Mizzet for a month. And then that deck immediately got usurped by Food Chain First Sliver. So I played all 3 of those. I've dabbled in Thrasios and Timna Hulk when that was a thing.
That's 4.
You have a weird like
I
love boner.
like more colors. The more colors I can play, the better.
Well, the common factor is food chain. You like food chain.
Whoa.
No, Hulk is an entirely different deck. I just said Thrasios Timna Hulk.
Oh,
No, I'm saying, I think lately you've had this like fascination with wheels.
Oh, okay. You were tying. I was going down the list. Okay, so I played Hulk and
excuse
Scepter. I played Hulk and Scepter, Thrasios and Timna. The next deck which he brought up was Opus Thief, which is Timna and Crom. It's just a deck which plays wheels.
I like wheels.
Wheeling is fun.
See,
It's also fun when you wheel and they don't.
no.
Oh, that's the Opus Thief deck. You cast wheels and you cast cards like Alms Collector.
Which is now almost $20.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Rising.
Opus Thief is actually named after 2 cards: Crom Ludovic's Opus, and the one of the other payoff cards, Notion Thief.
Oh, that guy. He's pretty cool, I
He
guess.
he shouldn't be that good. He's 4 mana. He's a 3/1.
Yeah, garbage.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Oh,
What
wait.
does he do? Please.
Well, your opponents cannot draw any cards except for the first card they draw during their draw phase.
Oh, that's pretty. What happens if they try to draw any other time?
Oh, I draw
Oh.
Oh.
So your Wheel of Fortune turns into drawing
28 cards.
Oh.
For 3 mana. That's pretty good.
Fair and balanced magic.
You had the chance to remove the Notion Thief. It was your choice not to, even though your hand might have said no. I've tried Shimmerzer. I hated it.
I bet.
I bought you a super pretty Zur, and you were like,
Hey, I'm
oh,
going to build
thanks, man."
Doomsday Zur.
And then you played it and was like,
know-
this is trash. Yeet!
I did not say it was trash. I have trouble wrapping my head around Storm decks.
Oh.
I'm not a Storm player. I figured
No,
that
now
out by playing
Now
them.
that you bring that up, you're very right. I've never seen you play a Storm deck.
I've tried playing Storm decks. The problem is I feel like it takes too long for me to play the deck.
Wait, what?
It didn't click. Oh, it clicked.
Would you stop?
Yeah. That's why I was avoid the clicky pen.
So okay, so I've tried the Shimmer which is a deck which tries to win on its end step by having Zur attacking, getting Necropotence, getting as many cards as you can, and then trying to storm off with a Shimmermere and an Aetherflux over on your end step.
Yeah.
I have trouble with that deck. I do not enjoy playing it. I think I prefer Doomsday Zur.
Yes, that's a very interesting deck.
That is one I'm going to try, probably.
I probably want to know how to play like Grixis Storm with like Jaleva or Kess.
And it's not that
Kess
I.
is pretty fun. I
It's
used to
not
play
that
Kess.
I'm trying to tier whore. I just
you
like
know
the
why
more
Storm?
colors.
Because
So
sometimes
I'm
better.
so I'm actually interested in Shabraz and Braylon. I think her name is.
Oh yeah, the Jeskai boys.
It's the Jeskai wheel. It's very interesting. It's actually not necessarily a wheels deck, but more of a curiosity deck that benefits from wheels.
Actually,
Oh yeah, it is.
You know, be a good deck to try out with that new Song of Creation. Try to do like a teamer.
You mean Paco
No, like
or Riku?
the enchantment Song
Yeah, yeah.
of Creation.
You
It's
play
just like
Riku.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, Riku's already a really good teamer Storm deck.
Yeah.
And I
That
played
card just goes whoom, straight in there.
And I played the deck.
You could also just play it in Yidris.
You could all. You could just play it. Oh God, you could just play it in Nidris.
You could just play it in Yidris.
No.
Nah, Wooberg has a better plays there.
Yeah, you know, you just make infinite.
Oh my
mana.
God, it's so good in Nidris.
Yes. Yes,
Ew.
it is. Now you're going to brew a deck with Yidris in this?
Oh,
You know, I was thinking of building a Storm deck with Jaleva, or Kess. Just right at Yidris. That's who I traded my Yidris to. Was you?
No, I bought a Yidris.
You know who did I trade my Yidris to?
I think it was a guy who made the Chaos deck. I forget his name.
There was someone in the shop who has a Yidris deck.
Yeah, it's not Roy, but there's some other guy who wanted to make just Chaos. He has a beard.
That narrows it down.
Oh yeah, big bulgy eyes. He comes from Monroe.
Big bulgy eyes.
Like-
wow, that's rude.
Thank
Oh
you.
my
I tried.
gosh.
This is just a rude podcast today.
Yeah, it is.
Dang.
Robert
Mason-
being rude.
Oh yeah, because Mason's not here.
Mason's
to
not here to
police
police us. Anarchy!
Hey, I'm
Take off our shirts.
Mason. I am calm without
I didn't say
them
stop.
here. It's time to
Anyway,
stop. I'm playing blue here. Stop.
me. Jacob, that's his name.
Oh yeah, I did.
Should we go on to the next thing?
Yes, we
Yes,
should.
we were trying to spin off
Our
into
next
that.
thing, well, that sure looks like our 3 topics.
No, we haven't talked about this one yet.
Watsy taking over the rules committee? Oh, we tried to start.
Yeah.
We
Then-
diverted because Chandler wanted to ask. about our
No, we were
CDH
still in
decks.
hybrid mana.
Yeah, we were. I tried to roll us in over to it because we almost naturally segued into it, but then you wanted to get into our CDH decks.
Oh yeah, cool. All right.
Oh, because we errated our statements, right?
yeah. Okay. So instead of just a segue, Watsy taking over the Commander Rules Committee. You in favor?
I don't know.
Who's currently in charge?
Yeah.
It's a small
Group of
group
judges.
of individuals.
I think they were
They all
judges.
they're all high level judges.
I think they were all high level judges.
When it was originally founded, they were all high level judges. I'm pretty sure. But now it's just the same kind of group of people who everyone who plays Commander is just like, what's your
Take on this card.
no.
Good.
What's your reason for being so high in power? What's the word I'm looking for? Like you go to college, you get a degree, and now if someone talks about that, you're like
A doctor?
An expert?
You have a.
What is your?
You're a It's. I think I know what he's talking about.
I like how we all
Subject
go-
matter expert.
Yes, but there's a word for it.
SME.
It is such a mad expert. You are such a
What is your? It's not jurisdiction. What is your jurisdiction to talk about this kind of stuff?
Experience?
What is your?
I don't know.
If you're a subject.
Yes, we are now. I want to go to thesaurus.com and type in
Oh my-
jurisdiction.
All right.
No. You guys talk about something else until I figure out what this is.
Well, this is
No,
our
no,
last
no.
topic.
Well, shut your
All
butthole.
right, fine. Give me the
No.
other topics.
Oh,
then.
sorry. I have to take good notes.
No. What's okay? So,
Right.
what would happen if Wizards would be in charge? That we think.
Oh my god!
I think they'll just ban all the reserve list cards.
Actually.
No. My brain hurts. What's this word?
I actually don't think they'll ban all the
Why?
reserve
That's
lists.
another opponent. Why are you worthy of
I
talking
think
about
it's
this
actually
topic?
different.
What?
I think the exact opposite will happen. I think because they see it as a casual format, they'll either do two things. They'll either make it competitive and make a competitive ban list, or they'll treat it as casual and remove the ban list.
I think they'll probably make it better. They'll probably make more money off of that.
Yeah.
It's really that's going to be hard because then they're going to ban a lot of the cards.
That's scary.
Because if they take control of it and make it competitive, they're going to ban all these old cards because they don't make money on those cards. They can't make money on a Time Twister, on a Grim Monolith. Because they can't reprint them.
That's a good point.
That is a fair.
So if WotC gets in control of it and tries to make it competitive, they're going to ban all the fast cards that they can't reprint.
Are you still looking that shit up?
Yes.
He is very adamant about looking up this word.
Oh, okay.
But no, if so, those are the two ways I think it would take it if WotC got in control of it. They'd either ban stuff so that they could have a more structured list and still make money off of selling Commander stuff, or they would remove the ban list and just call it a casual format, and there would be no banned cards, and it would be absolute chaos.
I think they're going to go with the other way of just banning more cards. Because, as we see, WotC bans more cards each and every year.
That is getting scary. It's getting at the levels of fucking
Well-
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. I
Well,
know.
that's the other point is that's if they're going to try and keep it competitive.
Not necessarily, because most of these stuff on this ban list are geared towards casuals.
Then
We're-
people won't listen to them, and someone else will make their own rules committee, and they'll just call it something different than Commander, and then that'll be the new format. Because the whole point of Commander is to play with your cards.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm okay. I can't find it. But my point, ignore everything they were talking about.
What the
But, hey, no.
No, fuck
So,
you.
okay, so
you.
what was the topic again?
Should
Oh,
WotC
whoa, whoa.
Oh, yes. It was a group of people who were judges, and they're not judges. And, you go to them like, oh, what makes you
distinguish?
what makes you worthy to, like, what gives you the right to
Qualified?
make rule? Oh, my fucking God. Qualified? What makes you qualified? I couldn't think of the word.
You know it's bad when I'm laughing, because I don't laugh.
You. What makes you qualified to dictate how I play my Commander game? That's what. Can I mute this thing? So I can yell at Robert?
No, you're not allowed to mute it. We're in the middle of a recording.
Okay. Ignore this. Yes. Back to what I think about what I said. All right. What gives them? How are they qualified to make up the rules for this game?
Well,
so
at the
you
point
think
where
that
level
WotC
4
should take
judges, or the highest level judges.
But what gives them? What gives them the qualifications to make rules changes?
Because
They
they
don't-
made the rules.
No. They didn't make the rules.
No.
Some fuckers
So-
with dragons were like, let's build some decks around
So,
this.
that's the
and they were
thing.
like, oh, I'm going to steal this format.
So,
Yeah!
so that's the thing. There was originally a format called
Elder Dragon Highlander.
Elder Dragon Highlander,
which turned into Commander.
which I guess it's an important distinction.
still call it EDH.
We still call it EDH, but originally the format was played with the original Elder Dragons. Nicobolus, the original one.
Can you name all 5 of them?
I know. It was Nicobolus and these other 4 cards that are on the
They
screen
They
right now.
reprinted them. That's his name. They made new cards. It was,
I don't
it was
remember.
Nicobolus. It was
Eric Smith. It starts with an A because it's the wall. It's the new one's the Wall
yeah,
Commander.
Aria or something.
Arcades.
Yeah,
Arcades.
Arcades.
Chromium.
That one
Chromium.
is.
Dragonlord. Takra?
Artakra.
I don't think that one. No, that one's not it.
That's not one.
They all have
No, that's
single
not- ain't Dragon
single
Lords.
word names.
Yeah.
It's Vindictus Axmati.
There's-
the jump one.
Yeah, it's Monty.
Are they
Palladius
shards?
Moors.
That Pally
Palladium
Wars.
Wars.
Blade.
Are they shards or wedges? I think they're shards, right?
They're shards.
What is Grixis?
Nikki.
It's a shard.
Yeah, I know. Is that a shard or a wedge?
I'm just trying to think if it's a shard.
It's shard.
It's a shard.
because it's Naya one. Naya's one of them.
And then this
Yeah,
last
so-
one, which I cannot pronounce.
Vindictus Axmati.
Vaz.
Vindictus. Blah, 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 blah.
So if I could have come up with these names off the top of my head, I would have been impressed with myself.
I would give you $5.
Yeah, man, I would actually tried if you were giving out money.
Well, the whole thing is he would have given it out because we didn't know he was going to give us the money. Anyways, these were the original. I imagine it was played with a group of 5 people. A little bit more than most standard commander, but you build a deck with that card as the commander, and then you just put 100 cards together with the color identities and play it.
Okay.
It was similar to Commander in some ways, but different in others. I don't remember all the changes, but what the judges at the highest levels said, they saw this format or this alteration of playing Magic the Gathering and thought it looked really cool and came up with more structured and better rules, which allowed for more decks to be played.
So wait, this started with 5 guys, and then the judge.
So I actually
Judges
found it.
Oh, you found the?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So EDH format was originally invented by a play group in Anchorage, Alaska. It doesn't give the specifics on who, what, when, where, why kind of thing. But it does say Wizards does have to approve of any changes made to the format by the Rules Committee, as they are consulted on Commander designs, and they have an impact on the yearly products, so the original design work is still done at the company. And the current only 4 members of the Rules Committee are Sheldon Minery.
Minery.
He was a former level 5 judge, began playing in '93. Scott Larrabee, tournament manager for the Pro Tour, began playing in '93. Gavin, whoop whoop, good Gavin, love Gavin. Level 3 judge, began playing in '96.
That's a different Gavin than you're thinking.
Oh, it is. Oh God, it is.
I was about to say
I thought he was-
the Gavin that you're thinking of and the
Gavin
Gavin.
Verhey.
No,
this
it's not.
This
It's a
is
different Gavin.
Gavin.
Like,
No, I'm saying
you-
that's the one we're thinking of.
You're all thinking of Gavin Verhey.
I like that Gavin. Woo.
It's a different person.
He's on the
we
advisory.
love this Gavin
Yeah.
too.
And then Toby Elliott, which is a former level 5 judge.
a
Playing
lot
in
of them.
93.
A lot of them are involved in the highest level of Magic or high levels of Magic as high level judges, which is an important note. Which is why a lot of people are okay with them running the format.
And then, as a secondary group created pretty recently, January 2019, they established a Commander Advisory Group.
Or CAG.
Yes, these well-known community members help broaden
People
the
call
range
it
of
the CAG.
voices that guide the Commander format.
The CAG.
Primarily, you can notice as you read through the list, none of these individuals are CEDH players.
So that's the thing. They are not CDH players. I don't think that they should have CDH players on the list. Commander is a casual format. A lot of the people actually do listen, but a lot of people on the Commander Advisory Group actually listen to CDH players.
I agree that Commander casual format 100% of the way, 99% of the way, that there should be a primarily casual voice in the Rules Committee.
I don't even know if it's 99% anymore. I think it's more like 90. I think 5% of the people that play Commander play competitively.
If you go by strictly based
A
on,
large number here then.
well, there's not
well,
a.
That's this guy.
I made the competitive Commander community around here, and
Now he's
that's
leaving.
why there's a lot more people here that play competitive
So
Commander.
there's not really any way to get hard numbers for who's a casual player, who's
Yeah.
a competitive player. Mostly because it's so hard to distinguish between the two if you're like near the middle.
And people play both formats, so it's really hard to say
But
one or the
I
other.
did see on Twitter someone had mentioned if you go strictly based on Reddit, which is it's hard to give Reddit credit where it's due, but it was like versus the CEDH and then just the EDH like Reddit groups. The CEDH group probably had about maybe 30% of the regular EDH group. And I'm not saying you can't really distinguish on just those numbers alone.
Yeah.
But sadly enough, that's probably one of our best representatives on the amount of like percentages who's casual, who's competitive.
It is a very interesting representation, but I don't think it's accurate because
Of course, it's
Most-
not accurate at all, but that's
Oh,
sadly the
there's
best.
a lot more people
numbers we
on
have.
the competitive Reddit because all the competitive channels and everyone that does competitive Magic defers you to the competitive Discord server and the competitive Reddit. And if you want to find something about competitive Magic, you go there. So there's usually a lot more people that are active on the competitive one because everyone's trying to find people for it. It's a lot harder to find a competitive group than it is to find a casual one.
Yeah, that's really true.
So that's why there's more activity on the
Right.
competitive Reddit.
Like I said before, it's incredibly hard to find hard numbers, but just on that kind of thing, it's probably bigger than what people have been giving it credit.
That's why I estimated 95 to 5.
I think it's way more than 5%.
You think it's
to
more?
Be honest. My guess is probably closer to at least 20%.
Well,
I'm not
it's
gonna say
not,
I'm not saying these people have the top tier CDH decks. I'm saying this 20% is in the process of building competitive level decks
so
to
they
a
have
degree.
interest in. There's a lot more.
that
so
are
you're
building, have
Okay.
interest, or have high powered commander decks.
okay. So you're saying interest or above.
Yes.
Sounds like I'm talking about finances.
That's
Well,
kinda what
I
Magic the Gathering
mean-
is.
You want to
Magic
talk
the
about
Gathering
finance?
is.
You want to talk about finance? How much longer we got? Another 6 hours? All right.
No, for real. All right. No, for real. That would be a great topic, like the like Magic finance.
Maybe next time.
Would there be pros to Wizards taking over?
Oh yeah, we're all kind of not in favor. I thought, right?
It
But would it
seems
be-
Well,
like
there is a few pros in Wizards taking over.
I mean,
like-
yes, there would be an incredibly large like boost in Commander like products. Like just this year alone, WotC was like, Commander's pretty bopping. They're making us some dough. So let's give them a whole year of just like Commander products.
Then
We're getting like
COVID-19.
big set. We got mystery boosters, which no offense to any other format is pretty much for Commander.
Or draft. It's those two. Some people just like
We
the
didn't
draft.
draft it.
We did.
We couldn't.
Yeah, we did.
Wait,
COVID.
wait. Yeah, COVID.
No, we drafted right the weekend before COVID happened.
I guess it was before I came back.
Yeah, it was.
All right, so we had the Ikoria Commander products. We're having Double Masters, which is again mostly for Commander.
Jumpstart feels like it's Commander.
Jumpstart
Jumpstart.
is weird. I haven't looked into it.
I
enough
don't
to
know
really,
what
like,
Jumpstart's for because the cards
Legacy in the
No,
book.
they designed it for
draft.
new players to learn how to play the game.
they did.
That's
but
what. But God, the cards in that set are.
so the cards in that set can't be played in Standard, right?
No.
They can't
Standard,
be played in
Modern.
Modern.
It's
No.
Legacy.
Pioneer.
No.
It's
Legacy.
only Eternal formats
Yes.
that can be played in. So it almost feels like it's a Commander product at that point because a
that's-
lot of these cards are really good in Commander and are maybe not so good in Legacy.
Tiny Bones.
I can't say for sure. 'cause
Tiny
I don't-
Bones, a new iconic Mono Black Commander.
Yeah.
If you're playing Mono Black,
Lily just got kicked to the curve.
yeah, you just play Tiny Bones or Stacey if you're evil.
What, Tiny Bones? You mean Vito?
No.
No, Tiny Bones.
No, Vito is in 21.
Okay.
Tiny Bones is this card.
And Vito's
And then
also.
we have a new cycle of Commander products. This year it's going to be the Mono Green.
Yeah, and then don't forget about Commander Legends.
And we have
was thinking
Commander
of-
Legends.
Yeah, the draftable commander deck.
the draftable Commander set
That's going to be
We
interesting.
should do an information video on that. On how
I-
when
to
it
draft
comes out.
Yeah.
So
if it comes out,
It's probably going to come out just... You
They're
Dang.
printing it. They're
I just
probably
realized I
printing
want
it
people
right
to draft it with you.
you can come back down and
Yeah, you can
hang-
stay on like,
You
Mason's
mean up?
couch.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
Just stay on Mason's couch. It's fine. Or his couch.
They've kind of called me, I think, at this point.
Yeah, that's
They're like, come sleep at our place.
We got
and they're like, sleep on our couch. It's comfortable. Like, I don't know about that. I might just bring a cot and sleep on that.
yeah, it's just,
Let's do what you do.
Just get your mattress. You're
Anyway,
Well, actually, really.
Honestly,
like
I
cots.
should
have
probably
one
get
of
their
those-
mattress for the
I have one of the military
But,
cots from Army Surplus that are really taunt and nice.
anyway, back on topic.
WotC taking over.
Yeah. More Commander products.
I think overall we would have more Commander support, more products, but there would be a lot more kind of like
Rules changes.
under the table changes that would be a little kind of.
Yeah.
So
Like, hey.
I don't know that more products would be printed because it took over. It'd be hard to say because WotC taking over, they realize they could still make money even if they don't control it. They
Right.
could just keep printing cards.
Yeah.
which I don't think why they care right now. But which is I think that why they don't care. They're still making money off it.
Yeah,
As soon as it stops making them money, is when they'll probably try and get a larger hand in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, kind of sad, but,
But
that's the
If
truth.
it
is a
does-
business.
That's the thing. If it does, Commander does go down that shithole for some reason, I think Wizards should take over at that point.
Yeah,
So
well, what them not making money off of Commander cards, I don't think would make Commander be bad.
Oh,
well,
no.
that's the thing. That we're not talking about that. We're talking about how Wizards make money at that point.
how purely Wizards would interact with the format,
Yeah.
Okay.
and their main view is monetary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all they care about.
it might sound harsh, but they are a company and they need to make money.
It's not hard.
If they stop making money, we stop getting Magic cards, and that is no good.
symbiotic relationship.
Yes, give money, take cards, bad cards.
There's
give
probably
back.
like a really
Anarchy.
good. There's probably like a really good symbol on like one of those really good images where they have one person exchanging money for something else.
Oh yeah,
You just put a wizard card in that.
It's WotC's logo.
I think that's a Magic card, actually. Like Dark Deal.
That is our
You know
deal.
that is Dark Deal.
Yeah.
Okay, I trade you. You give me a Magic card. I'll trade you my debit card.
Exactly. No, don't overdraft.
So
Too much.
All right.
Unless you like the draft. That's up to you.
Everyone's final
No,
opinion.
overdraft like fees.
Oh,
don't spend
overdraft.
so much money.
Was everyone? So everyone's final opinion on should Wizards take over?
I vote no.
No.
I don't know, because they could do a lot of good. They could also do a lot of bad. So I'm kind
I
of.
feel like staying in the safe zone, being like, all right, nothing's got totally boned yet, so let's just keep going with how we're going.
Yeah, but like they could do some interesting rule changes, like how some people want to play with planeswalkers as their commanders, which could be fun or it could be complete
They do that in
reckless.
Brawl and Oathbreaker.
It did that in Brawl, yeah. It hasn't broken anything.
And Oathbreaker, yeah.
Oh yeah, because those are 60.
Wait, are we
card
talking
formats, and
about?
those
Are we talking about planeswalkers as commanders?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying if
Oh,
Watsi
but
took over, they could.
There, if
probably
you
do
want to
that.
play with planeswalkers as commander, just play this cool new format made by Shaper Savant called Conquest.
Not yet. We'll talk about that later.
Hey,
We still decide if is Watsi taking over? Yes or no? Should they? Yes or no? Yes or no?
I'm gonna stay in the middle. I'm sorry.
You cunt. Yes or no?
It ain't broke right
No.
now, so don't fix it.
They should not take over.
they should not take over.
I vote they should not take over.
I just said if they ain't broke, don't fix it.
So
shouldn't-
no.
Yeah,
can't-
no.
All right.
I gave him an exclamation point.
Cool beans.
I can see the benefit of them doing so much good, but
I see that there's a possibility that they could fix and positively change things. But on the other hand,
they
The
could
chances it could be a lot
that they
worse.
could just fucking
actually, I'm gonna
destroy
say
the
no because
format.
I remember Modern Horizons and Forward.
Yeah, we're gonna print this cool new. Oh my god, Commander Legends might ruin everything. Oh no.
New Wooburg Food Chain Commander.
That's what I care about.
Just
now.
one? You mean
I
two?
mean,
new
they're gonna
book-
give you a functional reprint of Food Chain, where it's like
Oh dear
Oh, no, you just
lord, that'd be
sacrificed a
bad.
picture.
one of those enchantments from like Ixalan, where it does something and then it flips and
Oh,
it turns
yeah.
into Food Chain, and you're like, haha.
Wait.
Have like
That's not,
5 creatures.
I don't know that that's going to be good though.
Wait.
It is in budget builds.
Tomorrow's Monday,
It wouldn't
right?
be.
Tomorrow's
That
Monday.
is, yes.
Oh,
Yeah, but isn't the new ban list?
Band announcements coming out tomorrow. It's not Commander. It's
not Commander.
I know it's not
standard,
Commander.
modern, legacy.
Commander's like
and
done once
Brawl
or twice
or
a year, I
Pioneer.
think it is.
But-
historic.
Historic.
But fucking Birthing Pod might come unbanned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and there might be an Arkham Master League, but
People
a
are
discussion
talking
for
about the
another
artifact
time.
lands getting unbanned.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Moxel
What are they
Pool is
gonna
gone.
do?
Yeah, Moxel
What
Pool
the
is
fuck
gone.
are those artifact lands gonna do? Make you have Metalcraft a little earlier? I mean that
There's no Mox.
I mean,
exactly. They're not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
Splinter Twin. I really hope they don't advance Splinter Twin. I
no,
love the
not with-
card.
If the ban to Fairy, sure.
Teferi's too good. You just play Jeskai Twin and then you don't lose.
Congratulations.
It seems like they're pushing blue-white decks and Simic decks and anything.
No, not
with-
blue white. Just Simic. That was last week. Don't bring it up. Uro bad. That was last
Arrow's
week.
not bad.
I love Uro. He's gonna get banned probably, but I love him.
Hey,
What do you
if
mean?
it's banned,
He's
then
not
you
gonna
could.
get banned. There's only 2 months left.
If he did
Modern.
Modern.
Oh, modern.
if he did
Legacy.
get banned, his price would go down, and then you could build Food Chain Uro.
I need to pick up a food
Ew.
chain.
Did you not know that existed?
Oh yeah, you just gain life.
Stop it. Stop it. Bad.
It's not that people didn't know this. Yeah, so the casual
But why would
crew-
you play Food Chain Uro when you could just play Food Chain, insert Wooburg Commander here?
Well, that's because people like playing weird decks. Okay, they have Corvold.
Sphinx.
Also, I forgot to ask this. What's you overall? What you guys prefer, casual or CDH?
I prefer, instead of labeling it like that, I prefer playing 7 to 8s on the power scale between 1 to 10. 10
Okay,
being-
I guess in that case we'll say that for another podcast. Talk about the power levels.
All right, but just in general, what kind of I like playing 7s and 8s.
At one point, I used to love playing casual until Zach corrupted me to play CDH.
I did
Now
not
I know.
corrupt you. I enlightened you. There's
Oh,
a
my bad.
difference.
Enlightened me.
That
about
sounds like a cult to me.
It is.
So is Magic the Gathering.
CDH is just a cult. Get out while you can.
You cannot get out once you invest. I already have a $200 card. I'm stuck in it now.
No, you're not. You can just go play Legacy. I don't think Gilded Drake's
$400
spam.
now.
It's banned legacy.
I need 4.
Why
play
you need
vintage.
4?
Belcher.
I'm not playing vintage.
You could also just get a return on your investment. You would have doubled your investment if you sold the card to the shop.
I mean, I can still double my investment. I bought it at $35. It's over $200 now.
Yeah, you can still make a return on your investment. Don't say you cannot
What,
get out of
Gilded Drake?
CD.
Yeah.
It's not over 200 yet, is it?
And
Yeah.
Zach's
It is.
obviously forced
So-
for CDH.
So
I've got
it's
about
it
$100
actually
in the
this is
190s
actually
to
you're going to
140s.
ask, what do I prefer to play? Honestly, I like playing Commander. I can pick up.
CDH or casual.
Yeah, I prefer playing Commander. I don't care if it's CH or casual. It might seem hard to believe that.
so
I only,
bitch.
So wholesome.
so I only build competitive decks. But if someone handed me a casual deck, I have no gripes with playing it. As long as you don't hand me a casual deck and say, we're all playing CDH, play this. Someone hands me Lubu, I'm like, Really?
And they don't.
And then you just casually replace it with Godo. Oh, what good deck.
I mean, yeah, but again,
Yeah, but
my Lubu deck had so many artifacts and not enough ramp. It did the deck wrong. It just had a bunch of equipment and not enough ramp. That was when I was bad at building decks. I become better, and as you become better, you start to enjoy playing better decks more.
What the hell are you writing now?
power levels. Stuff for
Power.
next week.
Oh, you're actually writing something important. Okay.
Yeah.
He's writing
This
important
time,
things.
I drew a nipple
So-
on his paper.
See, okay, there you go.
So
Insert nipple here.
Please
So-
don't. Please don't.
whenever I build my
not
decks,
actual.
No, wait, no, don't do it.
It's my book. Fuck off.
Ooh, a phone.
to answer your
Ooh, be scanning.
to answer your question more directly, Chandler, I enjoy building powerful decks, but I don't mind playing lower powered decks.
Okay. Well, I'm casual.
Yes.
I just found there's more variety to it.
There is way more variety. in casual
You
decks.
can do a lot more strategies in casual, but there definitely still is variety in competitive.
Yeah.
Don't think that there isn't. There is some really wacko decks out there.
And they still win games.
Like Paco. Paco is whack.
Paco is whack. No, Paco does the whack.
Halden does the weird stuff.
Yeah. Paco's like, I'm gonna fetch things for you.
Oh yeah, Paco does do.
I'm
the
gonna
whack.
tap my Ancient
Paco,
Tomb.
Paco
cast
punches
the
you,
Dovin's Veto.
and then everyone reveals the top card. Oh look, it's a 7/7 turn 3.
Smack.
Turn 3?
Turn
You're lucky.
2. Fool.
No, you can. Does it have haste?
Yes.
Oh, turn 2 7/7. I do forget that. It's just.
Smack.
I do forget that.
And it's in green, so we can get there rather
You guys
easily.
want to touch on proxies real quick? Kind of dabble in it?
Do we have the time for that?
I say no.
No? All right. Well, next week, I'll give you a little teaser.
You
Proxies, yes or no?
You want to talk proxies next week?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
I got a couple of things.
We'll make that commitment.
We'll talk about proxies. This week, get the big star on this. Is Mason gonna be back next week?
Yes, he should be.
Do you want me to talk about proxies?
Yeah, if you want.
If you want me here, is the question. You want to keep this a 4-person podcast?
I don't care. Do we look like we follow fucking rules?
Hey, y'all might have a structure that I don't know
His
about.
shirt is still off.
We will
No, it was never off.
You fool.
take it
It was a
off.
see-through shirt.
See. Wait, what?
It was the green screen the whole time.
It's a green shirt.
I know, that's why I said that.
Alright.
Any final thoughts on anything that we talked about today?
Paco is totally not whack, bro. He's like 2.
Enjoy Commander the way you like to play it.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
People sometimes have issues with Rule 0, where if you don't like it, change it. That's pretty much the rule, right?
Well, that's also something that competitive doesn't deal with. But that's because we agree when playing competitive Commander to play with the bare minimum rules and try and win.
If anything, it feels like fucking Monopoly rules. Like everybody has their own home rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you guys like me to read the actual Rule 0?
There's an actual rule 0.
Yeah, they
I thought it was just
Yes, there is an actual Rule 0.
Rule 0 allows you
Which
to
is an
change.
official, unofficial rule to the rules.
Fuck it, let's go.
Rule 0 thing. There are these are the official rules of Commander. Local groups local groups are welcome to modify them as they see fit. If you'd like an exception to these rules, especially in an unfamiliar environment, please get the approval of the other players before the game begins. Now, I have seen some people say that this rule being technically an official rule invalidates every part of the rules committee, everything they've done, and everything they will do.
can
Because
see
you could
that.
just say, in an official Commander environment, I don't like any of that shit. I want to play this. And you can. And that's allowed, technically.
You could just say we're not playing with
You
you.
got the other player's approval.
Right. But technically, you can do whatever you want within the rules of
So
the environment.
So the only people that follow the rules to the letter of that are the people that play competitively because they choose to do that and ignore any other politenesses.
Well, I'm casual, and I've
Niceties.
chosen.
It's niceties. Like
Yeah.
as a casual player, you don't do certain things. Those are like
Normally.
unspoken rules that you kind of.
I also follow these rules.
Well, no, that's
We're not
that's what I'm
saying you break the rules.
I'm not saying you break those rules. You add more rules on to be nice.
Kind of like in Monopoly, how you add the free parking, you get the
Oh,
money.
okay, yeah,
Because
yeah.
you sit on a casual
And-
pod,
That makes
normally
sense.
you don't expect there to be mono white angel land destruction.
That is
Normally, You don't normally expect to see a full stacks player
That was
who
not-
has no win conditions.
That was not Angel. That was not an
It was
Angel's
Angel
deck.
Tribal.
No, it
Are
was
you talking
not.
about
It was
my
Void
Blood
White
deck?
Tribal.
So there were
No,
so there
we're
were
talking
two
about
so there was two different decks I built. They have a problem with one of them and they're getting them mixed up. So I have an Angel White deck that I built that was really bad because I was very early on. This is when I first started building commander decks.
You were so
I
happy.
did not have a good curve on. I was happy when
were
I
so happy
resolved
about that.
spells.
You were so happy about that.
I
deck.
was happy when I resolved spells in that deck because I couldn't. Because a lot of angels cost 5 CMC, and it's really hard to get consistent lands in white. Especially when you didn't have the money for a land tax.
Awesome. What was the other deck you mentioned that you were getting? The stacks one?
But
Oh, if someone was just playing like hard stacks and they didn't
With
have a
no
win
win con.
they were just playing this kind of deck, so no one had fun.
that's
Normally, you don't see that at a casual.
the one that people have problem with, which is definitely not a CDH deck, and is absolutely just a high-powered, casual commander deck, is I have an Avacyn deck which just runs Tribal Destroy All. If the card says Destroy All, I play it in mono white.
Until you steal his commander, then
like,
he
big sack.
cries.
So the deck ends up trying to go for a Nevinyrral's Disc, and you just activate Nev's Disc every turn.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
really strong because Nev's Disc doesn't sacrifice itself. It's supposed to blow itself up.
Back to the point
Yeah.
of being like
There's some things you just
Yeah.
don't do, like the deck I built. I built a deck that's not competitive, but you should never play it in casual. I admit that that's not a fun deck to play unless someone's just being a bully and you want to put them in their place.
which
That's
is
fair,
almost,
actually.
which is almost a it's
That's
there's
why I
a-
built that deck, is to be an anti-bully. Like if someone's just being a bully at the table and always winning, I play that deck.
If
and
someone's
then no one
playing
has fun.
mono red Zozu, please don't play that. If you're in a casual pod and you sit down, oh, what are you playing, Timmy? Oh, I built this cool mono red Goblin deck. Oh, is it Krinku? No, it's Zozu. Fuck you. Why would you do this, Timmy? I already said, fuck you. It's an unspoken rule. Just don't be an asshole. That's pretty much what Rule 0 says. In bright lights with sparklers, don't be an asshole.
Yep.
And then CH is like,
You can be a
Yo,
little
you do whatever
fuck
you want.
you.
Hold it. Because that's the thing. Whenever you build asshole decks in CDH, those plans typically don't work out. Because someone else could just be like, no, I won before you got to be an asshole.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
It regulates itself by being too good to be an
It's
asshole.
so good that you can't just be an asshole. Unless for some reason you're playing
Blood Pod.
Well, Blood Pod is just shit on you competitive players. That is why I built that.
Blood Pod's an interesting deck. It's
I'm
a
a
meta
four-color
hater.
deck that mains Blood Moon. Have fun.
And Birthing Pod with Collector Oof.
And man, it works with Curse Totem.
Wait, is Collector for my deck?
It's about to be.
Is it not?
I don't think so.
The deck doesn't need all these other mana because it just plays a ton of Timna, and if you had them all stacked out, you could just punch them to death.
I do punch him to death. I got drunk. I punched these two to death.
That's what you do when you
Not
play.
physically, yet.
We wanted to punch him physically.
That's what you do with a ton of Timna deck. You just turn sideways and try and connect.
Make it.
Does Tana
It hit his tongue.
is Tana
It hit his
2/2?
tongue.
Is Tana 2/2?
I think she is a 2/2.
So
she
you
is.
can run Meekstone and
God, you do run me.
Juntu stakes in that deck.
It's not in there, but I do have a Meek Stone.
So you can run Meekstone, Juntu stakes in that. And what that says is Meekstone says creatures with power 3 or more can untap. Juntu stakes says creatures with power 1 or less can untap. So you just turn your 2/2 sideways every turn and punch people to death.
Anyway,
It's really silly.
All right, so
I think it's time to wrap it up.
anything besides our three main topics that you just want to blurt out real fast besides Mort is wrong?
Mort
no.
is wrong.
Mort
Apparently.
is wrong.
No.
It's written down right there. Mort is wrong.
I see is the term.
He is retarded.
Oh my, he is wrong.
Anyway, just play Commander with your friends. Don't be an asshole.
Rule 0 makes every rule negligible, so just do what you want to do.
Enjoy the game how you want to play it, like I said earlier.
So if you want to play Tolarian Academy Artifact
No.
deck,
Except if your friend wants to play Tolarian Academy in a Druid deck. Just say
fuck
no.
that.
Okay, how about this? Let's play a Leovold Commander deck. How about that?
Or that. Say no.
Why?
As long as
As long as you don't play any wheels.
yeah.
I can't promise that.
All right, well, I can't promise Leopold.
So, honestly, that's a thing that can be talked about. If you know how to deal with a Leovold deck, you can stop them from ever just trying to be mean.
So we just make an episode about
How to deal with people's
how
cards.
to deal with problem cards.
Yeah.
Cast
Build
removal.
better decks with removal.
Cast.
Play more removal.
Only play removal.
What kind of removal?
Play Baral.
What kind of removal? Play removal.
Play Baral. Then no one gets to have fun. You just tell them no.
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay, John.
See, John had some fun decks too.
I don't play
He has
Baral.
he had every deck you described too. He had the
Zozu
mono-red.
deck.
Oh,
he
I
had-
hated playing it
See,
set, and it was so
he-
consistent.
He
Yeah,
always
Zozu?
played.
Set.
He always played
Druid
in
tribal?
casual pods, but he had
Hey, his
very,
no-set deck.
very
Non-casual
strong
decks.
He had very Haiti decks.
He did. He was a spike,
Yeah.
which is nothing wrong with that.
Well, I don't know that he was a spike, because spikes try and win at any cost.
He likes to win one time per night.
He plays a lot of.
Don't get me wrong. John, great
John
guy.
is-
He's the one
Fantastic.
that,
Real
he's,
fun.
he's the one that got me the Magic and taught
Yeah.
me a lot of shit.
He's an awesome person. I don't like his decks. They're mean. They're so mean.
That's because they were designed to be that way.
There's only like
They're
one
not-
deck that's not mean, and that's like his Maelstrom Wanderer.
That was
They're not mean. He just designed them for him to have fun because he likes,
yeah.
and I don't blame him. But the rule, he likes the phrase from the Magic player. I can't remember his name. There's a finite amount of fun Magic, and I want all of it.
I think
yeah.
that's from President Kenobi.
No,
Is it?
no, it was like, if I remember this correctly, I'll look it up later. But if I remember this correctly, he just won some sort of tournament or world championship, and he was asked some questions. One of his answers was the quote, "There's only a finite amount of fun in Magic, and I want all of it."
I can already imagine.
And John lives by that rule, and I love it.
I can already imagine. You're going to put this quote up there, put the name of the person. You can just add sparkles, lights shining across the text. Or you're going to cut this out and no one will hear me saying this.
Yes.
That or
I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
All right, cool. Well, I think that was a great episode.
Yee.
Are we gonna be schmucks and say like and subscribe, even though I just said it?
No, that's Mason.
Okay.
well, I'm gonna be that smug and say like and subscribe.
Fuck you, bitch.
Fuck you, all of you. I know where all you live, except you. You're moving soon.
You know where. Well, actually, you haven't been there.
Yeah.
No, you don't know where I live.
I know you're old.
Hey, where do
place.
you live?
Covington.
No.
Oh yeah, Covington.
Okay, so I'm not going to tell y'all the actual place.
Oh yeah, cut that.
Yeah,
out.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
cut
cut
that
it.
out.
Yeah,
I'm
cut
gonna
that
cut
out. I cut that
But-
part out.
No, just like bleep.
But if y'all want to
Let's just start.
see any of my content that I do on my own, I'm
yes.
going to be doing Twitch streams at some point in the near future.
Oh, we'll give it a
Probably
shout out.
playing video games.
Yes. Stream hype.
Mostly RPGs.
else
That's
is-
just the
what else
type of
is there
stuff
to
I
do?
like to do.
Fair.
And maybe we can do D&D on stream at some point.
I think we do have that planned inevitably.
Never. Well, which campaign were we doing for
We'll
9?
probably start one for just this.
Okay.
I think
Who's gonna be the DM?
Mason.
DM Mason's gonna be DM.
Sure, why not?
I'm
No,
asking.
I don't
Not
trust
at
him.
Nose Goes. Well, Mason's not here.
Oh,
It's
Mason's
him.
not here. Hey, I don't know. Maybe I could DM.
Ooh,
I don't
actually,
know.
that would be pretty
Yeah, we haven't
So-
seen you GM.
so
Oh,
they-
no, it would work out because you're webcammed and we're all around one table.
It would work.
It would work.
But I'd have to set up so many things. So there's a lot of things I need to get for my studio when I go back.
Yeah,
Because
no,
I want to
obviously.
get lighting. I need to get some professional lighting myself.
All right. Oh,
But I have all the other stuff I need to do it. Anyways, on Twitch, I am Super Zomar. That is probably can just be put on on the screen right now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you do it.
I'll put it on the screen.
I do have the social medias, even though I never use them because I am a schmuck who does not like posting on social media. And maybe at some point I'll put archives on YouTube. But yeah, you don't know.
I'm listening to what you're saying, but I'm also watching what the hell they're drawing.
I'm drawing something really silly and
I was drawing a plane with a gun and he turned into a penis.
Yeah, it looks like a penis.
Why does everything gotta look like a penis to you, huh?
I saw the scrotum, I saw the shaft, I saw the balls. I'm like,
How do you. Okay.
anyway.
What do you mean?
Goodbye for now.
Let me draw a dick.
No, fuck you.